All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Best intro ever.
Some cancellation issues.
Alright. I'm talking. People hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Vix. What's one of us doing?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
He's putting
well,
it.
you know what? While he's faffing around, I might as well just go, because I am ready to go. So, I think I'm on the right chart there.
Oh, we are live, aren't we?
Yeah. I think I'm actually ready to go on this here. Is my screen up, yeah? Is it working?
Not
It's
quite.
loading. It's loading still, but I just see black.
Do you know what? My internet might just be slow as shit.
While you're getting that sorted out, I'll go.
Oh.
Go all sorts of out of order here, but I think I'm ready to go.
Your screen share isn't up.
Should be now. I see it in the little picture in
Okay,
picture.
there it is.
Okay, alright, so hopefully technical issues aside, but I guess I'll go first. I know I've been out and about a little while because the market has been so flat. Because we've really just been consolidating and doing this weekly squeeze that we've all been talking about so much. And I still think we're just part of this overall bigger consolidation for even this last month or so, since the beginning of mid-April. I still think this is all just one large, bigger consolidation zone. And this is sort of the overall picture because, the bear trend line that we have from the all-time high, consolidating ranges and stuff. I mean, the daily bands are pretty much the tightest they've been for a year. But I think at the end of all of this, we're going to get a 50% move. I just don't know which way. I don't have a convincing argument to convince myself we're going to go up or we're going to go down. It's still, I flip flop every day. And during consolidation periods, I tend to do that. But once a breakout happens, it's pretty set in stone. So hopefully it'll be easy to see coming. But 50% down brings us to summer 2013 levels, and then 50% up brings us to this consolidation zone here last November. And that's sort of my two ranges. Hopefully it goes up for everybody who's long and into Bitcoin. Let's see here. Another little thing I've been looking at is, I know some of these charts I have posted, but I got some new ones here. But just the amount of bullish engulfing candles that we're getting after some downtrending periods, like we'll spend a good week trending down, breaking down, going lower levels, and at the bottom, it's almost like somebody's pushing it and forcing the daily candles to flip engulfing and engulf the previous one at the bottom of these ranges. So we'll see what happens in another few days, but I don't know. I'm still hopeful. Not going to bother with that one. This is just sort of a neat little RSI trend line I got here. I'm trying to RSI ARCs for the first time, but we're going to see how well this one works out. With just some horizontal support and resistance. But this is one I made earlier today where I actually spent some time on some lower time frames, but I still think we're just part of this bigger, sideways, boring consolidation of the last month or two, which is why I've been spending so much time away. But chat people here. But the futures index is reset. We sort of drifted back into the median. No real overextension. All the oscillators and like sort of reset to 50. Nothing's really oversold. Nothing's really overbought. We're bouncing off of fibs here, just making this giant triangle. And even if we break the smaller triangle, we still can fall back into this bigger one that people will end up drawing. And it's just slow, sideways, low volume chop, and it's a pain to trade. But I guess the last thing I have to say is Litecoin and altcoins are showing some life for the first time ever, or at least for the first time it feels like in forever. A lot of the altcoins here on Bitcoin Wisdom are showing green, or at least they were a few days ago, showing some life going back into the economy. And I noticed I posted this Litecoin chart a while ago, but I noticed it was a fractal to what we saw last November. So this is the whipsaw from the bear whale 275 bottom up to 475, the ABCD target. And I noticed it had alarmingly similar properties to what I predicted and what I was hoping that Litecoin is going to pull off here soon in the future. So I don't know. That's one to keep a lookout and keep an eye on. And I thought it was a pretty neat fractal to hopefully come true for all those people who are bag holding Litecoin from God knows how high. And this barely feels like it's digging itself out of the hole. Yeah, I suppose those are my thoughts, though. I don't really have anything else to rant and rave about. So, Flipper, are you good to go?
I'm literally just trying to sort out my screen. It's not showing Chrome, so I'm just making some screenshots. So somebody else can go. Just give me 5 minutes.
All right. I guess I can go. Well, I think we're still in this same old story, really. We've been going through compression, right? I'm just going to be like a parrot and repeat exactly what I said last week in a boring fashion. But, my big thing is, when are we going to get out of this range between 160 and 310, 315? We had that big impulsive move down.
Okay.
Technical problems all over. I just lost Vix.
I'm literally just getting these charts sorted right now.
Hurry, do it!
I'm going. Oh my god, where does it save these pictures to? Fuck. E-desktop charts. Come on, let's do this shit.
I would like to say though, I'd have to totally agree with Vix and everything it said so far. Just bigger consolidation period.
Alright, okay, I've got it. It should work too. Let me try and do it. Okay. Can you see my screen? Does it work or
Yeah,
not?
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Why the hell is it locked? It's just frozen. Let me try it one more time. Terrible. I think this program's buggy. Okay, I'll try it one more time. No, it's just crashed. Just crashed. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh wait, it's there. I saw something.
Yeah, I can't see it though. It like locks me out on it. So
Well, I mean, I can finish my thoughts here, hopefully, unless my wireless kicks out again. But yeah, I just was saying that we're still waiting to basically get out of this zone here, this 315 to a futures pulsed all the way down to 155. And until we come out of that, I mean, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands and waiting to see. But it's all feel, right? And when we get that feel like we're going to come out of these B bands, I'll be holding for either a new high or new low out of that. I think that's really the trade setup. Until then, I think I've placed one trade in the last week. So it kind of goes to show how active I've really been in Bitcoin, which is not much. Mostly just playing Forex and stuff like that. So that's really about all I have, and I just don't really feel like boring people to death and saying the same old thing that we're just winding up here.
okay, great. Yeah, my charts are working now. If you want to put me on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're on.
Alright, cool. Well, I'll go with it anyway. Okay, so basically this chart, you can't see my cursor on it. Just the daily chart, the daily B band squeeze. This is stamped, so we're going back to the oldest data set we've got here. And you can see we are entering super fucking critical time here. Like these periods in the last, going back to 2013, so going back over 2 years. Like this is a once in a year kind of like event here. So people are kind of like bored messing around, but this is a good opportunity for something to come out the other side. This is going to be a really good money making opportunity here, unless we're going to do like a 2012 and continue on it for like another month or even two. I've done the time on it. It shouldn't be more than a month or two from here maximum time. I mean, I did think today maybe it could be 9 months, but anyway, as we can see, it's really tight, and everything that comes out of this in the whole, like the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we've had this, we've had a monumental move come out the other side of it. So I was posting talking about bubble. I mean, I don't know if we're going up because we've got a problem right now. Longs are going, we're staying the same, but shorts are going down, and we're at the same price. So there's loads of shorting ammo. But bullish side, Finex rates are going down for loaning USD, which has always kind of preceded an up move. But longs are all-time high, so there's a lot to be said about that. But anyway, that's where we are on the squeeze. So this screenshot I took here, this is the weekly, and you can see we are still weekly on Finex. You can see we are still pinned right underneath this median, just cannot get above it for the life of us. But on the plus side, the weekly MACD does seem to be like, I call it surging. It's where it just kind of like just keeps pulsating, and it's like if you watch it on the 15-minute, 30-minute, anything like that, it's like when it starts surging, it's really hard to try and keep it down. So the 1 week is surging up, and actually 2 week, it's valid. Just go with me, it's valid. 2 week is actually also turning up. First time since 1,200. So yeah, I like the weekly as well. Let's go to the next one. This is the daily on Finex, and you can see these daily bands have been tight. I mean, we almost hit the top of them. Now we're kind of back to the median. We could drop down to like 234, and then still bounce back up to this median and continue to. You can see they're going in now for what I call like the super squeeze. You know, where it just gets just insanely tight, and the super squeeze usually precedes the move. But will we get the move, or is it just going to, I mean, with daily and weekly here, we're talking the move is going to be quite a long, drawn-out event, whatever it may be. So we'll see. Next chart here, this is the next 4 hour. I mean, you can see that big fat red candle when China just decided to. I mean, there was bear div on it. We can see the bear div. I mean, we knew it was kind of struggling up there at the top, and it put in that extra little high. And then, China just did their thing where they just sold it off really hard. They wouldn't let it bounce at all on the bottom. They're just grinding it. But I mean, it was the bottom of the 4 hour bands, and generally they will hold price pretty well. Like if it goes from the top and like bounces straight down to the bottom, it will hold it pretty well. So yeah, I mean, maybe we can return back up to the median there and try and compress more on this higher end. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this is 2 hour. I mean, 2 hour OK coin. I mean, this is like the lowest time frame really because everything's so slow. I mean, you can see we've got daily resistance right above us. We have a blue candle on the 2 hour, which is good. I mean, you look at those in the past, they've been all right. The 2 hour's not been too bad. Not as good as 4 hour, but at least it's worth something. But yeah, daily resistance dead on ahead. That was printing like as we were there. 2 hour Willie is really low. 1 hour's low too, but 6 and 4 hour go a long way down. So, weather forecast probably just going to result to more sideways and compression, I imagine. So that's my summary, I'd say.
Flipper, I just put up my chart because I know you're doing those still figures. Do you see that we actually have a daily pivot that printed? Did you see that?
I saw that. My heart died a little bit when I saw it.
Yeah, that I feel like that still needs to be resolved before we can clear take a shot up. Is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. I know Dylan kind of had it. Were you saying that I should throw up a chart real quick if we have some time? But if we just basically continue on this, this sideways action, we will basically sleepwalk through the bear trend sometime around. I think it's like mid to end of June.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I know I was going in.
Dix's audio's gone. But while his audio's gone, is he back? No. But while his audio's gone, The problem I have with the whole idea of the bear trend line is that it's just a line between 2 points. We're constantly making and breaking triangle. Every time I see a triangle, I'm like, yeah, well, there was a different triangle, 2 weeks ago. So I have real problems with, like trend lines. And really what it comes down to is how much is somebody prepared to pay? And like if you're going up to 300, I mean, we know horizontal resistance is going to be there at 300, 310. We know it's there at 410 up to 420. We know it's at 680, 700. We know those are levels where sellers are going to be waiting to defend those tops. Stacking the sells and then rebuy low. So we know that. So we know the levels, the horizontal levels of what people are prepared to pay. The trend line. I mean, come on. It's a trend line.
But
I have problems with it.
to play devil's advocate on that, though, look at the trend line that we saw on the break on the ride down from the 1,000 from last spring, last April or May, I think it was, when we went sideways for 2 weeks. We broke this trend line pretty much by the dollar from the tops of these and just exploded out of the top.
We
I mean,
absolutely did.
you can say it's momentum or you can say it's manipulation pushing it through, and I wouldn't be surprised because it was a 4,000 buy order that sparked the whole thing. But I don't know. I'd argue that they would still matter, especially with how much everybody says, oh, the bear trend line, and everybody knows about it, just like everybody knew about this one a year ago.
Show me on your chart, where are we on the bear trend line?
A ways away. It's
Where
about
is it?
270. It's about 270 right now.
So what kind of time period are we looking at there?
This is a daily.
What time period are we going to run through it?
If we go sideways, we still got another month at least. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
can
could even
see
stretch a
another
month and a
month.
half. A month and a half.
Yeah,
I would let the weekly come in completely because we need about three
yeah,
more periods on the weekly, and those are going to super squeeze.
yeah, I can see that. If weekly super squeezes, then that is huge. That is absolutely huge.
Without a
I
doubt.
I just threw up my chart. Yeah, I just put that trend line back from the all-time high up. Why can I not scroll on here? Yeah, so it goes back to the all-time high. If we just continue on this trajectory, we're looking at, oh yeah, actually it's July. Yeah, like early July to get out of this bear trend if we're just going to sleepwalk through it. But we also have LTC block having at the end of June as well. So I think maybe that kind of cluster of events could be something that could be a little spark for a mini rally or even like a mini bubble run like we had up to 680.
I agree. I mean, LTC's push up, really strong holding at the top. And it probably will come down, but it's holding really strong. And if LTC is going to FOMO and BTC is going to follow, like LTC has no reason to go up anyway, but BTC, they're just mindless drones just buying because China's buying Litecoin. Then yeah, it could happen. But I think what's other people's thoughts and opinions here on the fact that Finex longs are really, really high and shorts are going down? Like it's only 8k to like 215. I mean, we've lost like 12k off shorts and still at the same amount of longs at the same price.
Well, I'm not really an expert on that aspect of it. I don't really look at the BFX data nearly as much as some of you guys, but maybe I don't know if Dylan wants to weigh in on that.
My dogs just started barking a little minute ago, but hopefully they'll stay quiet. But the longs on Bitfinex, yeah, that is a troublesome thing. I really don't think that all those people are going to want to close out those longs, though, because it's just going to be opened into new longs. Because, sure, we got 26 million in swaps, but as the price climbs and as more people get interest and it gains momentum, because people are going to FOMO, China's going to buy, the cascading effect until the house of cards collapses, that amount of swaps is just going to be passed on to the next person, and it's basically a race of who doesn't want to hold the bag when this whole thing ends. And that's sort of what that I think the whole swap game is all about, specifically for Bitfinex. So I don't watch them too closely either. Probably a little more than you, Vix, but I still think that it just needs more time. I don't think it's going to weigh us down too much, though, at the end of the
I
day.
think I think in an ideal scenario, it will shoot up, and everybody will just try and short the rally the whole way up, and end up closing at a loss, trying to reshort higher, and just bankrupt themselves shorting a huge epic rally.
Yeah, probably. I think there's going to be a lot of people stuck in a bearish mentality and won't trust the rally when it comes. And then
Yeah.
by the time the whole thing's over, they're finally switched bullish because of 4 weeks or 4 weeks or 8 weeks of price action, and then finally they're like, yes, I will go bullish, and it's the top.
Yep.
But another thing actually is that you were talking about the B bands a little while ago. We have until mid-June is when the weekly super squeeze will happen. That is 20 periods of this like 166 to 315 whipsaw completely eradicated. So that 20 period of the B-band measurement happens in 4 more weeks. So when that candle starts, we will have completely gotten as tight as we're ever going to get.
How did you figure that out, by the way? Can you go over that a little bit?
Well, the B-bands just takes the average of the last 20 candles, so
Okay.
you just count 20 candles. That's what the measurement's for.
Oh yeah, the 20 or the 14. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's just preference, I suppose. I mean, you can look at the 14. And that's just going to pick your data a little differently.
Sure. Yeah, that's again what I'm, the reiterating point is coming out of that range that you were just defining there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I actually think one last thing. Actually, I think the range, the breakout range, is going to probably happen sooner because I think the 210 breakout as a bottom, and then the 260 breakout out of the top is going to be your signals for 315 or 166 coming soon after. So I don't think you
Yeah.
have to go all the way up there for it to gain momentum.
It's funny you say that because I was just going to ask everybody what their breakout range is. Yeah, I mean, you're looking 260s. 260 could be a small topping action there. As everybody's still kind of like bearish and scared. 260 is horizontal resistance, so. It's when we move out of $5 moves to $20 moves.
And then it accelerates to the top or the bottom.
What do you guys think? I don't know. This is probably a little bit more esoteric, but can Phoenix handle the volume of another bull run? If we're going to keep running into these glitches, they need to get AP wrapped up quickly.
They just need to buy OKCoin and just like combine matching engines and combine trading platforms. And then boom, you get your futures. Boom, you get your platform that stays up all the time.
Combine OKCoin, balance the books, and then yeah.
Well, there might also be a play on the BitMEX BVol now that they're doing the 7-day product.
Yeah, I saw that.
So maybe in time we need to see some volume come on there.
Yeah, I agree. With the weekly squeeze, I mean, that volatility is set to rip, so that will definitely be a play. You can do like 100x move on that quite easily from the charts I was looking at. Not 100x, just with margin, double your position.
Sure. All right. Well, I guess maybe we'll end up wrapping this up here since we've been having a lot of technical difficulties. Bonavest, are you able to bring us into the close?
Yeah, Mike should be working now.
Yeah.
As far as that little trailer thing, I think we still need to work on that. But apologize immensely for the beginning. Horrible beginning. Sorry for the start.
We're always a work in progress. So.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate all the commentary. I listened in just like 20 or 30, well, actually 30 other viewers at this point. And just appreciate you joining in, and it's a weekly broadcast. Hopefully we'll have some other commentators in next week, and you'll be able to join us then. So check us next week. Thanks, gentlemen.
Bye.
Yeah, take care, guys.